if you happen to be one of Trump's haters, first, suck it. And second, maybe because you know facts and logic, you've missed how awesome the last 10 months have been.
In 10 months, I've done more on knocking out regulations than any other president in our history. You know who was right up there? Honest Abe Lincoln. Can you believe it? He was a regulation cutter. Can you believe it? Abe Lincoln was a regulation cutter. Who would have known that? I said, you mean I beat Abraham Lincoln? That's pretty good for 10 months.
Okay, that's just a weird thing to brag about. Of all the things Lincoln is known for, deregulation is probably not even on the list. It's the beard, abolishing slavery, and then the hats. But deregulation, like, bragging about being better than Lincoln at deregulation is like saying you're better than Serena Williams at Microsoft Excel. It doesn't make sense. Who cares? And just like deregulating Abe, Donald Trump is apparently also beloved by those of the darker shade.
I love these guys. Look at these guys. Blacks for Trump. I love you. I love you. Any Hispanics here? Any Hispanics? Any Hispanics? You guys were great.
You know what I love? You know what I love is when Trump calls Hispanics, they don't know whether to respond. Any Hispanics, anything, because even if you support him, you aren't sure which way it's gonna go. Any Hispanics here? And some of them are like, is this gonna be a good thing, or is it any Hispanics? Is this a trap? Should we say we're here? Should we say we're any Hispanics? We're here. Yeah, I love you guys. Woo! Get out of my country! But Donald Trump didn't take this break from consuming TV and 12 Diet Cokes a day just to make jokes. He held this rally to support the Alabama Senate candidate and America's oldest prom king, Roy Moore.
And we want jobs, jobs, jobs. So get out and vote for Roy Moore. Do it, do it. This guy's screaming, we want Roy Moore. He's right.
Yeah, but what Trump didn't say is that guy screaming is a high school hall monitor. That's what he is. He's like, Roy Moore's our most wanted, get him! Now, of course, there are still people asking, how could President Trump support a man credibly accused of sexual misconduct by so many women? Well, it's simple, people. Birds of a feather molest together.
A group of women accusing President Trump of sexual misconduct are banding together and calling for an investigation. 3 of them just wrapped up a news conference here in New York City demanding he be held accountable.
I ask that Congress put aside their party affiliations and investigate Mr. Trump's history of sexual misconduct.
Yeah, don't forget, 18 women have accused Trump of sexually harassing them. And in the last year, he went and became president, and they've gotten everything from abuse online to death threats, which seems fair to some. But in the wake of the Me Too movement, these women have regrouped, and they're telling their stories again.
And he shook my hand, you know, and he kind of gave me the normal double cheek kiss. But then he held onto my hand, and he kept kissing me. And then he kissed me on the lips. And I was shocked, yeah. I mean, devastated.
They served a meal. And after the meal was cleared, all of a sudden, he was all over me, kissing and groping, when his hand started going up my skirt. I'm not a small person. I managed to wiggle out.
That last story is particularly harrowing. Not only does she say that Trump sexually assaulted her, but she also had to sit on that plane and watch him eat. That's a double trauma, people. And now with these allegations coming up again, the White House has responded, saying 3 things. That they support women, that not even the president is above the law, and sexual harassment should be universally condemned. And also, they said none of those 3 things.
The president addressed the comments back during the campaign. We feel strongly that the people of this country also addressed that when they elected Donald Trump to be president. And I've addressed it several times from here and don't have anything new to add.
You know, in South Africa, we have a word for what Sarah Huckabee Sanders just did. We say voetstoets, that's what it is, which basically means you bought it as is, right? There's no bringing it back. she just basically footstooted the President of the United States. She's like, well, if you didn't want a handsy president, you should have paid full price, people. I'm sorry, it's yours. It's yours now. You got to keep it. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Winning an election doesn't determine a person's innocence or guilt, right? That's what law enforcement is for. You can't murder someone and then run for class president, right? And be like, well, the people have spoken. I guess that whole murder thing is done. Yeah. Pizza Fridays, everybody? Yeah, yeah. It doesn't work like that. And at this point, there's only one question I have. Do Republicans actually care about sexual assault? I mean, as a problem, not an opportunity. Because this has all happened before. Just before Donald Trump's election, the pussy tape came out. These women spoke out, and still Republicans voted him into office. But they argued, oh, no, we aren't condoning sexual assault. We just hate the pants lady. But on Tuesday in Alabama, they look set to make the same decision again, which means Roy Moore would enter the Senate, and the only people who could hold him accountable for his actions will be the Republican leadership. And I think we all know how that'll turn out.